I stood shivering in the winter morning chill, my breath puffing out in little clouds as I fumbled with the poles of my canopy. Lake Magnolia stretched out before me, a mirror of steely gray reflecting the slowly lightening sky. The whole scene would have been postcard perfect if I wasn't fighting a losing battle with an inanimate object at 7 in the morning. "Come on, you glorified umbrella," I muttered, yanking on a stubborn pole. "Cooperate." The metal frame gave a sudden pop, and I stumbled backward, nearly taking out my carefully arranged boxes of coffee supplies. So much for grace under pressure. At least a few of the other vendors were too busy setting up their booths to witness my stellar handyman skills in action. I straightened up, brushing off my parka and what was left of my dignity. When I decided to participate in Magnolia Grove's annual Frost Fest, I'd pictured myself serenely dispensing steaming cups of hot coffee to grateful frostbitten festival attendees. I hadn't factored in the joys of outdoor booth assembly in near-freezing temperatures. "Need a hand there, Parker?" I turned to see Whit Hawthorne, Magnolia Grove's dashing historian, and my recently minted boyfriend approaching, looking unfairly put together for this early hour. His cheeks were rosy from the cold, and he wore a knit cap that made him look like some kind of rugged small-town lumberjack. It was irritatingly charming. "Whit, my knight in flannel armor," I said, gesturing to the half-standing canopy. "Feel like wrestling with some poles?" He chuckled, pulling me in for a quick kiss. "I do enjoy a good canopy wrestling session before breakfast." I savored the moment, still not quite used to this new aspect of our relationship. Whit had been my partner in crime-solving since I'd arrived in Magnolia Grove at the end of summer, his encyclopedic knowledge of the town's history proving invaluable in our investigations. It had taken 3 murder cases and a near-death experience for us to finally admit our feelings went beyond friendship. Working together, we managed to get the canopy up and the fold-out table in position without further incident. I turned my attention to the next challenge, powering up my coffee station and outdoor space heater, my best defense against the chill. "Looks like we need to hook up to the festival's generator," I said, eyeing the distance between my booth and the hulking gas-powered energy source 50 yards away. Whit nodded, already reaching for the coiled extension cord. "I'll run this over." I watched as Whit expertly unwound the heavy-duty cable, his movements smooth and assured. Even something as mundane as electrical work looked graceful when Whit did it. He plugged the cord into the generator. "Earth to Parker." Whit's amused voice snapped me out of my reverie as he walked back toward me. "Unless you're planning to serve iced coffee, we should probably plug this in." He held up the other end of the cable. My cheeks warmed, and not just from the cold. "Right, sorry, just supervising." Whit's eyes sparkled flirtatiously. "Of course. Excellent supervision technique." Together we secured the cable to avoid trip hazards. As Whit plugged in the coffee machines and heater, I appreciated how seamlessly we worked together, whether solving crimes or setting up for one of Magnolia Grove's many festivals. Did I mention this small town definitely loved its celebrations? Whit gave a pleased nod. "Now you can keep Magnolia Grove caffeinated without freezing." I grinned, flipping the switch on my heater and then the espresso machine. It hummed to life, a comforting sound in the crisp morning air. My hero. "So, ready for your first Frost Fest?" I snorted. "Oh, absolutely. I live for the opportunity to freeze my toes off while caffeinating half the town. It's a lifelong dream come true." Whit's eyes crinkled at the corners. "Come on, Parker. Where's your festive spirit?" Buried under 3 layers of thermals? I held my hands toward the heater. Despite my griping, there was something enchanting about the quiet lake and the promise of the day ahead.